Hi guys, Gerusek here and welcome back to the channel. So in this video I will show you how to create an expert advisor that will be based on 3 moving averages and a price action. The strategy behind this EA will be pretty simple, to be honest, but I think it can be also quite effective because combining indicators and price action sometimes leads to a great results. So let's not waste any more time and let me explain to you how this EA will work in depth. So the first step is that we will use these 3 moving averages. In this case I am using 200 moving average, 50 moving average and 40 moving average. I will use these moving averages to determine the overall trend. What I will be looking for is that these 3 moving averages have to be in this particular order. Okay, so the fast moving average has to be like either above the middle moving average or below the middle moving average. Below is for downtrend, above is for uptrend. Then the middle moving average obviously has to be in the middle, okay? And then the slow moving average has to be either below both of them for uptrend or above both of them for downtrend. So if we look at this bigger picture basically, we can clearly see zones that we would consider as an uptrend or a downtrend. So in this case, this is the zone that is determined as a downtrend, and this is the zone that we would trade or that we would consider to be an uptrend. When these moving averages are not in the particular order that I just described, we take it as a sideways trend. So for example, in this case, this is a sideways trend. This is also a sideways trend. Yeah, so you get the idea. So the first step is to determine the overall trend using these moving averages. So now is the part where the price action comes in. What I will be looking for is a price pullback, and then I will trade this price pullback basically. I will show you, or I will show you one of our setups so you can better picture basically what I have in my mind. So let's say that we are at this point in the market. Here starts an uptrend. So after we start with an uptrend, we are looking for a price pullback. Price pullback for this EA will be determined, or price pullback will be formed by 2 consecutive candlesticks in the opposite direction from the trend. Okay, so if we are in an uptrend, we are looking for 2 bearish candlesticks, 2 consecutive bearish candlesticks. So they appear at this point right here. You can see this is our first bearish candlestick, and then it's followed by the second bearish candlestick. So this is our pullback signal basically. So after this happens, our next step will be to place buy limit order at the high of the first bearish candlestick. In this case, it's right here. And then we just wait for the price to basically break this price level. And when it does break the price level, we open a buy position and we hopefully continue with the overall trend, which in this case is an uptrend. So for the downtrend, it works exactly the same. So let's just go here. So here we start with a downtrend. So what we are looking for is 2 consecutive bullish candlesticks. We can see that this clearly happens right here, okay? But we don't open any position because the sell limit order would be at this point right here, okay? So then, for example, this happens, then the next, let's say, setup would be at this point right here, okay? Because this is our first bullish candlestick, this is our second bullish candlestick. So our sell limit order is at this point, we trigger it at this point, and then the price continues to go down. So that's the that's the idea. The good thing about this strategy is that we don't trigger positions basically unless the price goes in the direction we want it to go. So for example in here, yeah, let's just take a look at this scenario right here. We don't open a sell position immediately, but we wait for the price to break this level. So if the price continues to go basically in the opposite direction, then we don't trigger the position, therefore we are not in any trade, therefore we don't lose money. Yeah, so this is basically the upside of this concept. Yeah, we only open position if the price goes in the trend or in the direction we want it to go. So yeah, I hope that the idea is clear. I think it should be, because this is a very simple strategy. So yeah, let's get to it. Obviously my MT5 IDE, I will go here, experts, I will find my YouTube folder, and let's create a new expert advisor. So here, click on next. Let's call this 3MA price action, okay? And I will need some parameters, but I think I can add them in the actual code. So let's just click on next, next, and finish. So the first thing is that I will just increase my font size to 18, and we can continue. Okay, so the usual stuff that is the same for every EA basically that we make. Firstly, delete these comments because they are just obnoxious, let's say. And the second, yeah, and now we have to include trade/trade.mqh. So this is the library that we will be using when working with positions, basically. So the next step is to create an instance of this library. So ctrade trade. You can call this whatever you want. I call it trade. Let me just, yeah. And yeah, we are good to continue. So now, since we will be working, or we will need information about ask and bid price, because we use ask price to open buy positions and bid price to open buy position, sell positions, we will create these global ask and bid variables. Perfect. So let's start with the inputs. So I will create a new input group, okay, and let's call this moving average, settings. So in here we will basically create 3 inputs, and each of these inputs will be basically an input for a period of a specific moving average. So we will be using 3 moving averages, therefore we need 3 inputs for those 3 periods. So input for, let's call this fast MA period, just so we know, or yeah, so fast moving period, this will be, let's call this mid, mid as in the middle, and this is slow, or we can call this, yeah, let's keep it like this. So for the mid moving average, the period is 50, and for the slow moving average, the period is 200. And let's change this to 20. Yeah. So we could of course also like create an input for the type of the moving average, for the applied price of the moving average, for time frame of the moving average, but I won't be doing all of these inputs because we'll be working with closing price, and the mode of the moving average will be exponential moving average. Yeah, I decided it will be exponential moving average. Okay, so yeah, this is everything we need so far. Obviously, we will need more inputs as we progress with our code, but at this point, we only need this. So let's continue. Now, since we will be working with these 3 moving averages, we need to create handles for these moving averages. Yeah. So let's do fast handle mid handle and slow handle. Okay, and then on int function we will assign these moving averages to these handles. So fast handle is equal to IMA for the current symbol, current period. Just 1 second, I will move my keyboard because I can see it because of my microphone and just too many typos. And moving average period will be input fast moving average period, shift is equal to 0. This is mode, so like here you can input any mode you want. I will go with exponential moving average, and price. Also, you can choose whatever price you want, but I will do price close. So now I will just copy this line, paste it 2 more times here, and change this to mid handle. This will be changed to slow handle. And here the only thing I have to change is basically this period. So this is mid MA period, this is slow MA period. Perfect. So this is what I have to do. So now we obviously have to we have to there will be a few steps or parts of this code. So the first step is to determine the current trend. Okay, so that's the first step. The second step is to determine the price pullback. And the third step is to place buy and sell limit orders. Okay, so there are these 3 steps basically. So let's start with step 1. So step 1, get trend. So in order to get trend, we need to get values for these 3 moving averages. So let's create a few arrays. So fast, mid, slow. Now we will use the copy buffer function. So indicator handle is fast handle, buffer number is 0, starting position is 1, count is 1, and we will store this into the fast array. So now let's copy this 2 more times. So this is mid handle, and we will store this into mid array, and then we have our slow array with slow handle. Perfect. So now we can create this integer trend variable, and here we will basically determine the current trend. So if fast moving average is higher than mid moving average, and mid moving average is higher than slow moving average, so this is basically what happens right here. So fast is higher than mid, and mid is higher than slow. Okay, so if this happens, then we will assign value of 1 to the trend variable, which means uptrend. If this is not the case, then we will check. So if fast is lower than mid and mid is lower than slow, so I think it's obvious, but this is this case. So slow is lower than mid and mid is lower than slow. So if this happens, we will assign the variable value of -1. This will represent a downtrend. And if neither of these options are true, then we will assign this value of 0, and 0 will be for sideways trend. Yep, perfect. So now we have our trend. So this is step 1. Step 1 is finished. Now there is step 2. Step 2 is to basically spot the price reversal. Okay, so or price pullback. So pullback. For this, we need an information about last 2 closed candlesticks. So double close 2 or close 1 is equal to I close symbol period 1. I will also need an information about opening price, because in order to determine whether the candlestick was bullish or bearish, I have to check the opening and closing price. Okay, so this is basically for the first candlestick, and this will be for the second candlestick. Okay, so let me just change these values right here. Okay, so now we have an information about last two formed candlesticks. Yeah, and now we can do something very similar. So we'll create an integer variable that we will call, let's call it pullback type. Yeah, and we can do something like this. So if close 1 is higher than open 1 and close 2 is higher than open 2, we'll assign it value of 1. So what is close 1 higher than open 1 and close 2 higher than open 2? So this happens when we have two consecutive bullish candlesticks. Okay, so if we, for example, check these two candlesticks, this is opening price, this is closing price, this is opening price, this is closing price. So we can see that in both of these instances, the closing prices are higher than opening prices. Yeah, so that's basically our way of identification of the pullback, basically. Yeah, so if this happens, we have our bullish pullback. So now we have to check for bearish pullback as well. It's very simple. Close 1 is below open 1 and close 2 is below open 2. So I will show you how this looks like as well. It's basically the same thing. So for example here, yeah, open, close, open, close. So close 1 is below open 1 and close 2, or vice versa. This is close 1, this is close 2, but you can like see it on my chart pretty clearly, I guess. So yeah, so if this happens, then I will assign the pullback type variable value of -1, meaning bearish pullback, and if none of these options are true, I assign it value of 0, meaning there is no pullback. Perfect. So now step 3 is to basically spot an entry. Yeah. So if trend is equal to 1, which is uptrend, and pullback type is equal to -1, which is a bearish pullback. So we are in an uptrend and there were two consecutive bearish candlesticks. Yeah. And there will be one more condition, positions total equals 0. So I only want one open position at a time. So if all these things happen, place by limit. Yep, place by limit. And if trend is equal to -1 and pullback type is equal to 1 and positions total is equal to 0, yeah, if this happens, it's the opposite basically, so place sell limit. I forgot that I will need one more or two more pieces of information. So I need high 1, which will be equal to high symbol, or sorry, not high 1, high 2, and low 2. So why high 2 and low 2? It's very simple. As I said at the start of this video, I will place limit orders at the, so for example, for buy position at the at the top basically of that first bearish candlestick. So these two bearish candlesticks happen and I place buy limit right here. In order to do that, I have to get the price of the high. Okay, so that's what I do here. And low is for placing sell limit orders. Okay, so that's that. Yeah, so now I guess we have everything we need in order to do this. So trade by limit, volume, let's not worry about that. So let's put 0.1. Price is high 2. Symbol is symbol. So now take profit, stop loss. So there are obviously multiple ways to do this. We can either create an input for static take profit and stop losses. So for example, 500 points stop loss, 400 points take profit. Or we can do like a dynamic take profit stop loss, for example, using ATR or something like this. But in this case, I want to sorry, just 1 second. Sorry. Well, yeah. So in this case, I want to somehow use basically what we already have. Okay, so I only want to use moving averages to determine the take profit and stop loss, nothing else. So for me, it would make sense to set a stop loss at the middle candlestick. Moving average. Why is that? Well, the idea behind this EA is that we get a price breakout basically. So we break that high or low, and then the price should continue in the trend, with the trend in the original direction, which means it should create a new higher high, for example, or lower low. So that's basically the scenario which will bring us a profit. So I guess using the middle moving average as our stop loss might make sense simply because when the price goes below the middle moving average, it basically tells us that the price isn't trending anymore. Yeah, and if the price isn't trending, it's something that we don't want to trade. Yeah, so that's why it makes sense to me. So that's, I will set the stop loss to mid right here, and then we can do take profit. We can do high plus fast 0 minus mid 0. So we basically take the distance between the fast and middle moving average, and we use that distance basically as our take profit. And now, since this is buy limit, we also have to specify basically the expire date. And by default, I will set this to 12 hours. Yeah, 12 hours. Perfect. So now let's do the same thing for sell limit. So this will be low to this will be low minus mid minus fast, low 2, and this can stay the same. Also, I have to do one more thing. Orders total equals 0, because like when we place these pending orders, they are not positions, they are orders. Yeah, so I have to check positions, or do you know what? I will only check orders, because positions, let's only check orders. So now this should be finished. So let's test it out, I guess. Yeah, so this is the strategy tester. Don't mind this. This is just one of my back tests. So yeah, let's find YouTube folder. I think it should be, where is it? Here, 3 moving average price action. So let's set visual mode. I think we can backtest it on USD yen simply because why not? And let's check it. So we have our first buy position right here. So let's check what's happening. So the trend is alright. Okay, so slow, mid, fast. We get our pullback, so 1, 2. Okay, we place buy limit at the high, and we trigger it right here. So this is correct. This is based on our rules, and we profit from it. Perfect. So let's just see how this goes. So we open multiple positions here. Yeah, I can limit this by like adding that positions total filter or condition, but that's okay. And this is for a sell side. So yeah, so we get stopped here, then we profit here. This is another stop, I guess, because it's very close to the... Yeah, this is also like a very good thing also. Like when you look at this, we lose 2 positions here, but the stop loss is so small that like we don't lose virtually anything. Yeah, if that makes sense. So that's also a good thing. So let me just put it here. And let's just see how this continues to go. Okay, so any new positions? Yeah, so these are our buy positions. Okay, why not? Sure. We got stopped out. Buy position right here. Yeah, we profited from it. Sometimes it takes the MT5 terminal or the strategy tester to update sometime. So yeah, but that's okay. Okay, like this works. This works. So now let's check this without the visual mode. Well, this is not ideal. That's for sure. But there are some ways, or there are some things we can do in order to improve the profitability and the overall performance, I guess. So the first thing I will do is that let's just do this. Yeah, I will keep the positions total to 0. We open less positions. The performance is still like the same, but we don't over leverage on positions, which is pretty important for me. So now there are obviously some things we can change. So let's change them. I will create new inputs here. So input group target settings, and here input double take profit coefficient, which is equal to 1, and input double stop loss coefficient is equal to 2. So now I still want to use moving averages somehow when I am determining my targets. So that's why I will be using these coefficients. So if you remember, basically our stop loss distance was equal to the distance between middle and fast moving average. And we can take this distance and basically multiply it by stop loss coefficient. Okay? So by this we can like adjust the stop loss and also keep it dynamic. And in here we can do the same thing for the this was this is take profit coefficient, not stop loss coefficient. And here for the stop loss we can do the same thing. We just do high minus fast 0 minus mid 0 times stop loss coefficient, and here we do low to plus, and this is the same thing. I think this should be okay. Yeah, so now like we can play with these coefficients right here. So for example, if I were to change this to 2 or 0.25 and this for example to 5, I am sure that we will see more profitable trades. The overall profit might be not that great and it is not, but Sure. Like here, it seems like the problem is when we open basically the yeah, I think it's the gap right here because like the gap changes, which is normal, and when the gap is very small, for example here, yeah, you can see that we lose a position here instantly, and that's because yeah, there's no gap basically. So yeah, it's the gap thing, and then the gap increases, therefore our take profit increases, which also increases our risk. Yeah, so this is not ideal, to be honest. What I will do is that I will add an ATR. So ATR is average true range. Average true range basically tells you how much, or it basically gives you an information about the current volatility or price volatility in the market. And ATR is an indicator that I like to use with my dynamic take profit and stop losses. So I will do it very fast here. So ATR handle. Yeah, let me also just show you on the chart how ATR looks like. So it's very simple. I think it's oscillator. It has to be average true range right here. Yeah, so this line, as the line or as the value of the line is higher, it means there is higher price volatility. Therefore, the price should move more. When the ATR value is lower, for example here, it tells you that there is no price volatility, therefore the price won't move because it just can't move. Yeah, so that's the idea. So let's do this. So ATR handle. Now I will do ATR handle ATR symbol period, and as an ATR period I will use 300. Why 300? Well, it's pretty simple. I like to not be that affected by the I like to use more long-term ATR. Okay, so if you look at this ATR, this is 300, and if you look at this ATR, which is 14, yeah, you can see that like the volatility is much higher with ATR of 14. Yeah, it's like up, down, but with ATR of 300, you get like more reliable long-term results, let's say. Yep, so that's what I will use here. Then I need to create ATR array. Okay. Sorry. And then I just call the copy buffer function with ATR handle 0. Starting position is 1, count is 1. Store this into ATR, and then I will just take this ATR right here. I will replace this by the ATR. Okay. And yeah, that's it. So now I will be using ATR as my take profit and stop loss. Also with the combination of stop loss coefficient and take profit coefficient. So like this. Perfect. So let's just test this. Also, you might be asking why. Yeah, this is not good. Why don't I try to optimize this? Well, I tried to optimize today already, one of my EAs, but I ran into some problems with the cloud network that MQL5 provides you with. Also, the MQL5 site was down today, so I guess they are experiencing some difficulties, but we can try to optimize. Let's see how it goes. So we will optimize for fast moving average. We'll also optimize for slow moving average. For medium moving average, of course. And then we will also optimize for slow moving average. Like this. I think this makes sense. And take profit coefficient, stop loss coefficient, this is very important. So let's start at 0.5, or let's start at 1, 2, 0.5, 0.5, and let's go to 8 and this to 10. Okay, so now hopefully it will connect to some of these servers and it it will start optimization. Yeah, it does. Perfect. And yeah, let's see how this goes. Yeah, so I think I can stop it here because obviously the performance gets worse and worse. But like this doesn't seem so bad. We backtested this over the last 2 years or 1 year and a half, and these results are not bad, to be honest. So let's check it. Okay, I think in order to get more reliable results, let's optimize this over the last 5 years. Yeah, so let's just do that. So let's just do that. Yeah, like, oh, no, it doesn't look so nice. No, it doesn't look so nice. Yeah, I think we can stop this because it won't get any much better, I would say. I'm pretty disappointed with this because like USD yen in my experience is that symbol that you want to use for trend expert advisors. Okay, so if you have like trend expert advisor, you want to go with the price, not against it. You want to use USDN in most of the cases. Well, wait. It gets better. So that's why I decided to optimize on USDN, because for this type of EA, it seems like the best candidate, if that makes sense. And as we continue with the optimization, the results get better as well. Let's hope that it will. Yeah, well. If I sort this by the profit factor, you can see that we have some optimization results with high profit factor, but the thing here is that the number of positions is just too low. So that's why I decided to, or that's why I like more to sort this by the profit, because the profit, or by sorting by the profit, it basically gives you the best trade-off between the profit factor, number of positions, drawdown, and yeah, it's the most reliable metric in my experience. So let's check it. I know I didn't let it finish, but yeah, trust me, with higher profit or with higher profit factor, the number of positions would decrease. So that's not something we are looking for. So that's why we will test this thing right here. And well, I don't like this. Like the thing with EAs is that like this is not reliable to me. The reason why is that, of course, it shows pretty nice profit factor, nice profit in overall, low drawdown. But the thing is that like it had like 2 good periods. Okay, so this was the first period, the first good period, and this was the second period. Okay, but besides that, it just went sideways. So what we are usually looking for in the EA is a steady growth over the whole time period, basically. Yeah, we are not looking for only like 2 spikes or 2 good years out of those 5. We are looking for steady growth and results. So now I'm optimizing for GBP USD. So let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes. Well, The number of trades is quite low, so that's not ideal, but let's just wait. Yeah, it can get better. Also, like when you look at this, you can see that nice profit factor is tied to low number of positions. Worse profit factor is tied to higher number of positions. Ideally, we want profit factor something like 1.3 or 1.2 with nice number of positions and with low drawdown. But it seems like this EA doesn't, this EA with this symbol doesn't do that. So let's just stop this because we are not getting anywhere. Let's test the best, the highest profit, or, well, this is not bad. Maybe I stopped it too early because, no, I don't like this as well. Let's try this one. This seems much better. Like there is the steady growth I was talking about before, but the number of positions is just too low. So this is like 200 positions over the last 5 years. No, I don't like that. So let's try Euro USD and then gold. And after that, I will just end this video because it's 41 minutes and I think like, yeah, it's long enough already. Also, I got monetized on YouTube, and in my 2 first days, I made around $2. So thank you for that. I will become rich. thanks to you guys. So $2 in the last 2 days, which is nice. So thank you very much. Okay, so for Euro USD, like Euro USD isn't a symbol you want this to trade on. Euro USD is very mean reverting symbol. So like when you deploy an expert advisor, you also have to think about, does it make sense for this symbol? It obviously doesn't make sense for Euro USD because Euro USD is mean reverting, this EA is trending. So like you get the idea and it doesn't get better. So I think I don't even have to test this because even if this was super profitable, 200 positions, that's just too low. So now the last thing, gold. Okay, so let's try this on gold. Gold might work well with this, but who knows? Like the specifics of gold, yeah, it does move quite a lot when it does move. Yeah, it works well with it. It does work well with trend EAs, so that's something. And yeah, let's just wait and see. Let's wait and see. Okay, so this doesn't look that bad. Let's just refresh this. So highest profit. Okay, I have to scroll up. And yeah, let's stop this. We might get some good results, but like you can see it for yourself. The main issue here is just the number of positions. Yeah. So if we want like a good profit factor, for example, 1.32, yeah, we can test this. It doesn't, well, it's not a good plot either, but 300 positions over 5 years, that's low. We can test this one. It opens more positions, but the profit factor is lower. And I don't know, like from here to here it just goes sideways, so that's also not something that gives you a lot of confidence, yeah, in the EA. Just for a reference, I will show you what is like a nice steady growth or plot of the EA. Yeah, so just so you know what we are looking for something. I have one EA that I optimized quite heavily in the last, or tested and optimized quite heavily in the last couple of days. So let me just find it here, and I think we can do this for USDN. Just so you know, like what we are looking for here. Not minors, majors, USDN. Last 10 years. So let's do this. Yeah. So this is something that we are looking for. Like it doesn't win all the time. Yeah, the EA doesn't have to win all the time, and it won't win all the time. But over time, basically, it opens a lot of positions, and the curve is nice, steady, and upwards. So that's what we are looking for in an expert advisor. So this is something that I want to find. The previous EA didn't meet the criteria for this, let's say. So yeah, that's it. To sum this strategy up, it didn't perform as well as I thought it could. On USDN, maybe, but otherwise, besides USDN, it didn't perform well at all. So yeah, that's it. If you have any suggestions of how to improve this EA, please let me know, and yeah, maybe I will make a second video on it. Anyway, thank you for your time and attention, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.